Tip number one is to read about what is bothering you. I remember when I got married, we were really broke, man. Like I was 23 when I married my wife, and we were really broke, and I was like, oh man, like we didn't have any money for dates. But there was a moment thinking in the living room, I need to learn about money. I need to learn how to use it wisely so that, we improve our situation. And so I remember that I was so bothered by the idea that I couldn't even take my wife on a date, or that we couldn't organize a date together because money was really tight, that I decided, no, I'm gonna learn about money, I'm gonna learn how to make more money, and I'm gonna try to improve this situation. And so I'm glad that my wife was really on board with that, and my wife is actually very risk adverse. She doesn't like risk. I can be a lot more impulsive, as you probably could tell already. And so basically I started reading about money, taking action, implementing steps and things like that, and compare different people who were helping. And so that was tough on me, because I was like, now we have a little bit more money, and you are telling me that I cannot spend it, and I have to live as broke as before, or contain myself, or refrain myself. And so my wife is usually more sensible than me when it comes to that. So as you can see, I was reading about money because it was bothering me. And so when I was reading these type of books, I was reading it, man. Like I was like, I need to change something about my life, and let me think of me. And so these books really hit me. I remember reading the Millionaire Next Door, and I was like, man, they basically study the behavior of people with regular salaries in the United States, and the choices they make with their money, and how they retire at a great place financially compared to other people who actually make more money per month but spends it all. And so they are actually more broke, thinking that they can repay that with their jobs and things like that. But anyways, so when I was reading that, I remember, wow, it was hitting me. Like I have many character flaws that I need to at least recognize and get help. And so, because I would get fever, phone, I want a phone, I need a phone, I need this, I need that, and I would get fever of this lust for things, you know what I mean? The lies of marketing and things like that. Not that all marketing are lies, but most lies are marketing. You know what I mean? And so anyway, so that is an example of that. So when something is really bothering you, you will read, and you will read seriously. So maybe in your case it's not money, maybe it's climate change, maybe it's sexual ethics, maybe it's equality, maybe it's something about reality. But start reading about that. Do not be scared. At times we are scared of trying to read books that we feel like we have no business reading, maybe scientific books, or maybe more scholarly books. But don't be afraid. If you are really interested, you will be surprised how much your interest and your drive will take you, in learning so many things. Becoming more educated will also make you more humble and more, for the most part, more nuanced about things, For example, I have many friends that were like, taxes and things like that. I was like, well, okay, read this book, read that book. And so they were like, oh my goodness, right now I don't know what to make of that, and things like that, because they realized that their views were actually quite surface level discussions. And so once they go to scholars or people who are very knowledgeable in different fields, then you become, wow, I actually know very little.